we have this kind of movement of mental health awareness going on in this time period, right? There's mental health awareness and, quote, doing the work. It's become more and more popular and more common, especially with social media and, you know, the expansion of, expansion of like therapy, evolution of, of therapy and different tools that we can use in the mundane world, but also move potentially in a more evolved way. But I wanted to clarify that the spiritual discipline, do you feel like that is not only doing the work, but walking the walk? The spiritual discipline is talking the talk, doing the work, learning, becoming aware, and then walking the walk. Is it effort? Is it not effort? How do you define it?
I prefer it not to be effort, personally. I mean, we get to choose our paths and how it is. I say by intention and by allowing, because those are the easiest ways to do it. But that's always my perspective. It's how can I do this easily? And my guidance usually gives me that as well. But it's the allowing of the new is way easier than the letting go of the old, because there were so many burdens kind of put on us about that, and kind of peeling them off when they were the things that made us feel safe, like, you know, kind of fitting in makes you feel safe. You know, that's the opportunity, is to realize, well, and they're saying, realize who you really are, because in your divinity, you will start feeling the kind of power that lights you up. And we talked about this with you having conversation, that you feel, you know, really clear and really empowered and really present to. And it's like, yeah, that's who you really are, having a conversation. And it feels so much better and dynamic than the rerunning conversations, or trying to be okay, or pre-paving conversations to interact in a way that's satisfactory. It's like, it's such a low bar to me. You know, it's like the opportunity is to really get to, you know, thrive as our true being, but you got to get to your true being first. And some of us are like so spun around in the mundane, we don't know where to go. But it's like, that's where it's like, find the feel good spaces, find those aligned spaces, and you'll start tapping into the connected reality of what's next. But you've got to notice that. And that's, right, again, the spiritual discipline part, but also recognizing where you want to be, because, you know, and this comes from me having been a depressed person, I kind of thought, oh, this is the way the world is. I am not going to win here. I don't even know how to thrive or survive. You know, it's like, it's all too much, because it never seemed like there was an opening for it. And it's like, but now there is. And it's, I feel like, I was about to say it's clear, and I want to say it's not always clear, but it's always calling us forward, because our true selves want to be known. The problem is that most of our lives we've been steady pushing that down, saying, shut up, you're going to get me in trouble. You know, it's like, now the opportunity gets to be that part that we really are, and allow the world to meet us there. But again, it takes a little bit of, you know, cleaning up where you are. A lot of cleaning up.
Right, and that would be the doing the work part. I mean, yeah. I think it feels like the reason that keeps coming up is also because I keep getting this image. I remember you talking about someone you knew who had a lot of signs. We've talked about this before, but bringing it back to the signage and the verbiage and the awareness is great, but without the spiritual discipline and the actual walking the walk of it, it doesn't necessarily get you anywhere. Well, right? It's a feeling space. It's not a head space necessarily.
Correct. I mean, because your thinking will evolve. And if you're in your thinking space, you're likely not in the evolved space. And your feeling space is the most present you can be, you know, in the being yourself. But they're backing me up a little bit, because one of the things, I was getting a little triggered because you kept saying doing the work. And
I know.
It was.
I don't know why that keeps coming up.
No, I know, because it is, I want to say, kind of the mundane perspective on it. It's like, you got to go in and do it, and it's hard and everything. And it's like, sometimes it is, and it's rewarding. So it's like, I want to say what you just said of walking the walk is more of what we're talking about. That's alignment. We're talking about walking it forward. We're saying, yes, you're not going to do everything you want to do right, but that's not the point. The point is, okay, I did this and this is what I wanted, and then there's an opportunity to choose. My guides always say life is a 1 or 2 step process. You choose something, you like it, great. Or you choose something you don't like it, great. Because then you more likely know what you do want. So it's not a bad thing to go to, what you don't want, because it immediately tells you more. But we get all caught up in that we're supposed to be right constantly. I can't make a wrong decision. And that's trained into us because we get harassed for being wrong, for making poor decisions, for, doing things. It's like, that's the opportunity to learn. That's the opportunity to move it forward. Oh, that didn't get me what I want. What do I want instead? But we're not, that's not how it goes for us. We do something wrong and then we berate ourselves for, a day, a month, a year, for whatever it was, feel bad about it. And it's like, no, this is where we get to take the opportunity to be who we are and say, you know what, that was bad. That didn't align with me. That's why I'm not doing it again. But move it forward. So many people get stuck like, that's a mud puddle pretty much. And cyclical ways of being will get worse and worse and worse. Why? Because the universe is trying to move you from those spaces. And if it gets worse, you might look for something. Unfortunately, it gets interpreted as this is plaguing me, or it keeps showing up. And it's like, why does it keep showing up? Why do you keep dating the same person? Why do you keep, not you personally, but why do you keep having the same relationships? It's like, because it's trying to show you how you're participating in relationships, what your expectations are, how you've been playing it out, and the opportunity to grow in it. Like, none of that is bad and wrong. And we say, oh, I don't get along with this person for 2 seconds, and we get upset about it, and we must be wrong and bad. And it's like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, can we give ourselves the grace that we do children to grow and learn who they are? Because we're still doing it. At my age, I'm still doing it. I'm not the fullness of who I truly am. And that's the adventure ahead, is I get to have this experience of knowing it. But a lot of people think who they are is really a bad and wrong and maybe shouldn't be. And that sucks, because none of that is true, no matter what.